Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be at. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be at. Pile of dirt. Pile of dirt. This is crazy. A pile of dirt. And this is what people love to throw your name in. This is what people love to throw your name in. This is what people, I say women because I date women. You can say men if you date men. But for this video, it's women. This is what women love to throw your name in. And this is a problem that I've had in the past two relationships. All right, and I've told these people, I am a firm believer in keeping your relationship problems private. I'm going to repeat that. I am a firm believer in keeping your relationship problems private. Whatever it is that we are going through, we can go through it alone. We can go through it without the involvement of your friends. We can go through it without the involvement of your family. Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your friends, your cousins, your niece, your nephew, your aunt, and your uncle does not need to know that we're having relationship problems. Excuse me. They do not need to know that we had an argument. They do not need to know that we had a disagreement. They do not need to know that we're having problems. They don't. And I've told women, whatever we're going through, we can go through it privately. If you want to talk to someone regarding our relationship, you want to talk to someone about me, you want to talk to someone about you, oops, I'm sorry. Women never talk to anyone about them. It's always the man. Oops, I apologize. But if you want to talk to someone about me and our relationship and what we can do to make it better, that doesn't involve you because the woman doesn't want to change. She's perfect. She did nothing wrong. But if you want to talk to someone, we can talk to a counselor. We can go to counseling. And these women, saying counseling is like saying I'm going to put salt on a snail. Anyone ever put salt on a snail? It curls up and dies. They don't want that. The moment you mention counseling, they may say, hey, that's cool, that's all right, that's a great idea. The moment you mention doing it, the moment you mention, hey, I'm setting up an appointment, what works for you, the conversation is going to stop. They're not going to come up with a date. It's a great idea until it's time to do it. But I've told these women time and time again, keep our relationships private. And time again, they have failed. I have been in the room with a woman and we had an argument, and the first thing she does is get on the phone and call her family members. I have been in the room with a woman and we have an argument, and the first thing that she does is gets on the phone and calls her friend. Okay, so let's get this straight. Help me understand. Help me help you. Instead of talking to me about the problem, you rather contact your friend. Instead of talking to me about the problem, you rather contact your family. Make it make sense, women. A lot of y'all women don't know how to be women. I'm not even going to touch on that. But I'm telling you, here's why I've told women to keep my name out of the dirt. And I never really gave them a reason why, but I always told them, hey, let's keep our relationships private. Whatever we're going through, we can go through together. Please don't involve people in our relationship problems. You can ask Alicia. And I've told her that 3 million times. She didn't listen. You can ask, what's going to be her name for the video? African Queen, right? I told her that 3 million times. She didn't listen. And guess what? If I say, hey, don't put your hand on the stove, and you put your hand on the stove and you get burnt, is it my fault or your fault? Let me repeat that again. If I tell you don't put your hand on the stove and you put your hand on the stove and you get burnt, whose fault is it? Yours or mine? Because I told you and I warned you politely 1,000 times. And here's what happens. These women, they call their family, their friends, they tell their family and their friends about you, the issues you're having, what you said to them, the arguments, y'all don't get along, y'all not compatible, whatever the case may be. And these women are consistently throwing your name in the dirt. They're consistently throwing your name in the dirt to their family and their friends. And guess what? If someone calls me and says their partner's argument, guess what I'm going to say? Oh, y'all shouldn't be together. It's not going to work out. Maybe you should find someone else. That's what your family and your friends are going to say. And guess what? They're not going to like your partner. But guess what? At a certain point in time, that man's going to be fed up. At a certain point in time, that man's going to be like, man, she's always throwing my name in the dirt, but I'm not throwing her name in the dirt. She's always telling the negative things that I've done or said, or the issues that I've had, or the fights and arguments that I allegedly started. But she's never talked about the fights or arguments that she started. She's never talked about the things that she did that initiated these arguments. She's never talked about the things that she did to cause me to be upset. She's never talked about the things that she said that caused me to react. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but she never talked about those. She talks about and shines light on my faults, but she's like this to her faults. Why are women like this when there's a problem in a relationship that involves them when they've done or said something wrong, but like this when it's a problem in a relationship and the man did or said something wrong? Why are women throwing men's name in the dirt but keeping their name safe, keeping their name covered and protected? And this is what happens. The first time or two, the man accepts, oh man, she's telling her friends about me. I don't like that. This isn't going to end good. I told her not to do this. But there's going to come a point in time where that man's going to be like, okay. You want to throw my name in the dirt? I'm going to throw your name in the dirt. And that's when women really get upset. They would rather throw your name in the dirt for weeks, months, years on end and want you to accept that. But the moment you start telling their family and their friends the things that they've done and the things that they said, oh my gosh. Why did you do that? Why did you tell them those things? You're childish. You're immature. You're not a man. But when they were doing it, they weren't childish. They weren't immature. But they're a woman. We have to start fighting fire with fire. If your friends and your family are going to know, I called you, you had, if I told you you had ugly feet or whatever it was, they're going to know the things that you said. And this is going to make women so upset, but we have to start fighting fire with fire. I'm tired of that. You're a man. You shouldn't do that. You're a man. You shouldn't say that. What? Your friends and your family are going to look at you like you're the king of England, the queen of England. You're a princess. You're perfect. You do nothing wrong. It's him. It's always him. That's what you want. Your family to look at you like it's always the man's fault and never yours. And that is why Alicia learned the hard way. I started telling her secrets. I started peeling back that mask she was wearing, that costume of perfection, and exposing her faults, exposing her secrets. Because you know what? Alicia exposed my faults. Alicia exposed our secrets. And when you start exposing me, at some point in time, I'm going to get fed up and I'm going to start exposing you. And Alicia learned the hard way. Her mother knows things about Alicia that no mother should know. Seriously. And I might talk about that in another video. But I warned Alicia. I have the WhatsApp messages. I've talked to her. I told her, keep our relationships private. Alicia didn't listen. When you start talking to people regarding our relationship problems, eventually I'm going to start talking to people, those same people, about our relationship problems. And you, Alicia, learned the hard way. Sorry, not sorry. I warned you. African Queen learned the hard way. Sorry, I'm not sorry. I warned you. African Queen was a lot worse than Alicia. But both of them are in the same boat, in the same waters, going the same direction. And that's a sinking ship. If you have problems in your relationship, go to counseling. Go to a neutral party. Go to someone that doesn't know you. Go to someone that's not going to tell you something because they love you. You think they love you. They like you. You think they like you. Y'all friends. You think they friends. Those are the worst people to go to for relationship advice, because you know what? They're going to tell you whatever they need to tell you to save you. But sometimes they're saving you from your partner, but they really should be saving you from yourself, because you're the problem. Going to family and friends that have an emotional attachment to you are the worst people to go to when you have a relationship problem. Men, women, grow up. But don't start nothing. Don't say nothing to nobody that you wouldn't want your partner to say to them. Don't expose no one else's secrets or your relationship problems if you don't want your partner to expose yours. Grow up. Every woman wants to throw the man's name in the dirt. Talk about the man. And the man's just supposed to accept that. Accept everyone meeting these people, seeing these people, interacting with these people, and they know the things you did and things you said in your relationship. But her name is safe. No. That's not how it's going to work. Alicia learned the hard way, and I really did. Alicia learned the hard way. African Queen learned the hard way. Keep your relationship problems private. If you have to go to someone, go to a counselor. But if you decide to talk about your partner to someone else, and they know about it, they find out about it, they're listening to it, please don't be mad when your partner talks to that someone else about you.